Welcome everybody. It's Friday, November 8th, and we had quite an interesting week in the United States. I'm going to just leave it at that. But I'm glad everyone's here, and it's great to see these shining faces. So again, since we had such great success with it last week, I want to invite people to tell us what you're looking for in your business, whether it's to connect with a certain person or type of person, or where your business needs some improvement or enhancement. And this is talking about collaboration and cooperation. This is a perfect opportunity to make those connections. So we're going to go around the room, be using the 1 minute timer, but it can be a little bit flexible. And we're going to start with Bob, who's hosting from Arizona. Bob is adjusting to the time change that was actually what we had. He's in the same time he was last week, but because of the switch from daylight savings to standard time, everybody else is off, and he's the one who came in an hour early. So, welcome, Bob. Take it
Thank you.
away.
I love this group. I really love this group. It's a group that gets stuff done. That's the best part. They're meeting, they're collaborating, working with each other to create introductions to people. Man, how's it get any better than that? So we used to call it a mastermind group, and now we call it a networking referral group, which I think is such an appropriate statement. But yeah, listen, and then the other part that I'll be talking to you individually about is I've gotten very heavily involved in artificial intelligence and how to get to another level. And that's going to have a lot of bearing. Look, people have gotten into AI, but they don't know what to do with it. And I think that's the big issue for me. So I'm glad you're here. We've got a nice attendance already. We're at 24 people. Thank you.
And you get a little music to go with it. All right,
There you
thanks,
go.
Bob. And let's say good morning to David. Good to have you back, sir. Good morning.
It's nice to be back. My name is David Hoffman. I lead the Coaxis leadership team. We work with founder-led businesses that are looking to make a dramatic shift in effectiveness and or personal freedom while they run their businesses. Typically, it's a person who's built a company to a certain point, usually between about $5 and $50 million, where they're making a go of it, but they themselves are completely tied up. And no matter what they do, they can't break through some obstacle or barrier, whether it's growth, whether it's next generation, et cetera. And I do this by working with people like the ones on this call. I build teams of serious professionals and get us working together to find and address the problems that help them delegate away the things that waste their time. I don't know about you, but I've gone into a lot of companies and done my absolute best, and the company only gets a little bit better. And a lot of times it's because there are other types of support that they don't have. So rather than pulling in random people, I build teams of the people who can make a difference and have them go in together. And so I'm looking for two groups of people. One is I'm looking for founder-led businesses, maybe that you're already working with, where you can see an opportunity for them to grow dramatically if they had the right support. And I'm also looking for the right colleagues and partners to be working with.
Well, that's beautiful.
Oh,
So
by the
we,
way, I there was a recent article about me in Insider. So I posted the link to that in along with my contact information. That'll go up right now.
that's great. I'm going to say that this is the perfect group for those people that you're looking for. And thank you also for reminding everyone to post their contact info in the chat. We encourage people to meet one-on-one, whether through LinkedIn or just by phone or Zoom. And next, we're going to say good morning to Alicia Beccarelli.
Good morning. So I was
Beccarelli.
yes, I was one of the ones that was on the call, Arizona problems, early this morning. So whoops. So I own two small businesses. The first one is Morningstar Bookkeeping, and basically what I do is I help small businesses grow using their bookkeeping. I do this ethically and affordably, and I don't just do bookkeeping, but I offer like I offer a secure portal for all of my clients where they get to go in and I break down their books for them. I send them a series of 7 reports, and that those reports, I go over them with the client and I record the call, and then I upload the call into their portal. So everything is at their fingertips at all times, no matter what. And then on top of that, I also do small business automations where I come in and I can help automate their business, their CRM, connect it to their bookkeeping, connect their banks, all that fun stuff. So basically, I help small businesses save a whole lot of money by making their lives a whole lot easier. And as far as who I'm looking for, right now I'm trying to build a referral network of HR people or people who can help with like business insurance, stuff like that, where I can refer my clients out because I do work with a lot of startups where when they come in, I can say, okay, I actually know everybody that you need. So let me send you out a piece of paper that has all their information and I can help them set up a business using all the right connections.
I think there's probably a few people here
Alicia,
that can do that,
Alicia, can I
myself
ask you,
included.
I'm sorry, Alicia, can I ask you, do you work with like owner operators? Think in terms of a guy that's full-time owner operator in the business that has 5 employees or 6 employees. Is that somebody that you would work with, or is that too small
Yes.
because they can't focus?
No, that's perfectly who I work with. I try to stay with really small businesses because I there are so many people out there that are willing to deal with the small businesses that aren't quite as small. But I want to work with the very small businesses like that where there's just a few employees and the owner operator handles everything. Because my baby is awake and happy. We're on a whole different time schedule. But I my whole goal is to help those small businesses that wouldn't otherwise have access to that because they're so small.
Are you industry agnostic or any field, or you don't care?
Any field.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you so much. And let's say good morning to Betty Withrow.
Hey, good morning. It's a great day and we get to have it. Start with that. I'm Betty Withrow of the Writers Launchpad. I'm interested in all aspects of communication. What I do is to enhance the communication for your business in whatever way is going to serve your purposes. First thing I want to know is, what do you want this to do? I do ghostwriting, editing, author coaching, content creation, and I collaborate with experts in their fields to bring you the kind of results that you want, regardless of what your marketing strategy is. If I don't do it, there's a lot of things I don't do, but I know people who do them way better than I could aspire to even learn because of their levels of expertise. So I'm looking for referral partners, obviously. I want to know who you are and who you want to meet so that I can connect you with some of the people that I know who could help you out, even if you choose that you don't necessarily need to have better and more effective marketing messages. You may want something else. I might very well know someone who can help you. Thank you.
All right. Betty is a very valuable member of our group, and we really appreciate her coming every week. And she also usually brings our good friend Roy Dickin too. Good morning, Roy.
Good morning, Scott. Yeah, Roy Dickin, I have basically started using AI for the last year and a half to do all kinds of things that could never be done before. And one of the things is bringing leads that are looking for what a company wants, and they may or may not have found that company's website, but we'll make sure that that information gets to that company so that they can get a lot of leads every day and continue to grow their business. In addition to that, I use AI to automate, in many cases, manual processes that a company is using so that they can be automatically taken care of, as opposed to people having to manually do them. So those are the two main things. What I love about this group is I'm able to collaborate with people to make my solution so much better. I'm working with Betty Withrow and Linda Blair on a project where they take my leads and we're turning them into clients with lifetime value. I love to do that kind of thing. I'm going to be collaborating with others. And what I want to do for new things is look for manufacturing companies, because I've got some really great things that can be done there. And there are a lot of people in this group that I can work well with. And that's my story.
And we're sticking
It's a
to
good
it.
one.
All right, that's great. Thank you, Roy. Next up, Kathy Cuevas. Good morning, Kathy. You're muted, so you can unmute, please. And
Good morning.
hi.
I am just about ready to launch my business, hopefully in January, and I could appreciate any referrals I'm focusing mainly on baby boomer women that need financial help, either budgeting, learning how to invest or whatever. Trying to think, I've gotten a lot of help from this group and referrals from this group that have helped me get my plan in place of where I'm going and how to start. So I'm very thankful for the group and the connections I've made.
And you mentioned that we chatted on LinkedIn that you're taking a trip. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm in a Corona women's group and I'm leaving tomorrow for a Mexican cruise at Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo.
Is that are you gonna get some business from that, you think, or is it just kind of get
No,
fired up?
We meet every Friday just like to get together. It's just like a friendship type thing.
Well,
I've
that's
handed out my
wonderful.
card, and actually I've referred a couple of people in the group to fiduciaries.
Mhm.
So I guess I could make it, but nobody in the group has approached me that they want financial help. So no, it's more like a social ladies group.
Well, I hope you have a fantastic trip. Look forward to talking to you when you get back too.
Thank you. Well, I'm hoping next Friday is a sea day on our way back from Puerto Vallarta. So I'm hopefully to be able to join the meeting next Friday as well from the cabin.
All right. We'll find out. Thank you, Kathy. And let's say good morning to Dennis Schroeder.
Well, good morning. My name is Dennis Schroeder, and I'm a 24-year Army Medical Service Corps officer, retired. I live in Middle Tennessee, just north of Nashville. I run a small nonprofit that I started about 6 years ago called the Price of Freedom Foundation. Price of Freedom Foundation is dedicated to researching, writing, preserving for the future, and telling to as wide of an audience as possible the complete life stories of those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom, those who died while in military service to our nation or proximate to that service. We've published one book. We're working on 6 others. We need as much help as any nonprofit that you're aware of needs. So we need volunteers, we need donors, we need sponsors, we need more stories to tell, and we need folks that want to help us in that journey.
Oh, are you actively looking for like partners from
Yes.
sorry, people who work with veterans groups already primarily, or faith-based groups, or who's your ideal?
We will work
direction?
with any group. We were supposed to have a meeting just prior to this with a representative from TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, to find some ways to collaborate with them, but they wound up with a scheduling conflict. You know, I've been working with Operation Stand Down and several others. We'd love to be able to work with others in a more meaningful way. We're a small organization. I've got maybe 10 volunteers total, and that includes 5 people on the board. So there's not very many folks that are actively engaged in the work. So I need more folks that can do that.
So Dennis, do you also looking for people to do writing and editing and content development? Let me introduce you to Betty Withrow. Okay.
Yes. So I'm certain we've got plenty of folks that we can have some meaningful conversations afterwards. I don't want to take up too much time here. I know I'm way over time.
Very interesting.
No, we appreciate that, and thank you for, our veterans need all the help they can get, and I think they're profoundly underserved in this country. So thank you very much for
Absolutely.
taking on that work.
God,
Appreciate
you're
it.
so right. So right.
Can't do enough.
Dennis and I
All
run
right.
a veterans group, by the way, so by Zoom.
Yes,
Awesome.
Bob.
So
Bob can help me
Dennis,
with that
real
for
quick,
that.
the link you put in the chat, if you want to make a donation to your foundation there, that link will do it.
Yes, well, I put a lot of links in there, but yes, you can make donations through our website. Absolutely.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you, Dennis. Next up, we'll say good morning to Joseph Duncan. Hey, Joseph.
Good morning. I'm up without warning, but that's okay. I'm always ready.
Right.
Greetings from sunny Southern California. We're an El Segundo-based business consulting firm. In terms of what we are looking for, we're always looking for people we can help. Our primary targets are founder-led businesses up to about $5 million in sales. We work across any and all industries. We've had some nice initial conversations with some of the people in the group and are open to doing more of that, working on a possible collaboration that might bear some fruit in the manufacturing area. So excited about that. And all in all, after the week we've had, just glad to be here.
It's been quite a
For
week.
sure.
Yeah. So who is your ideal connection right now, Joseph?
Someone who has questions about the direction their business needs to take in this new environment, which is probably all of us, including us.
Yeah, these will be interesting. All right.
Also, it helps if they can afford to pay, but I guess that goes without saying.
Well, or you can improve their business so they won't hesitate to write you more checks, right?
There you go.
All right. Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. Let's say good morning. Next up will be Jeff Coleman, and after Jeff will be Russell Lookadoo. So good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Mycity team. Jeff Coleman, Phoenix, Arizona, CoachColeman.biz. My world is really simple. I talk with business owner operators in largely the same space as Joseph. Similar thought, 500,000 to 10 million, regardless of industry. We're pretty agnostic. It doesn't make any difference. And I only want to talk to them about profit. And we're going to talk about where they make it and how they make it more efficiently, which will lead us into the conversation of scale. Best resource I've got, I'll drop that link, is a 10-minute look at what and how we do. If you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to. But Jeff Coleman, CoachColeman.biz, Profit Acceleration.
All right, fantastic. Next up, Russell Lookadoo. My timer is going to go off in a second. I got to fix my link right here. Bear with me, folks. Ooh, okay.
Felt like the
All right.
Hands up, Russell.
that kind of felt like the
Yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals at the end of the game last night. But I don't know if y'all follow football. That's my avocation and religion is NFL. But anyway, I am Russell Lookadoo, the HR guy for small business. Who am I looking for? Anybody with employees. You know, a lot of the folks, Alicia and David, talked about the struggle of the small business owner. I love working with bookkeepers. Bookkeepers get it. Bookkeepers see where the rubber hits the road, particularly if they run payroll. So what I'm looking for is that business owner who's achieved some level of success. They have their passion. They make the best pies in the world. And friends say, go into business and start a pie company. And they sell a lot of pies. And then they're making pies 20 hours a day. And they're just pulling their hair out. They got to hire somebody. And that's when their real headaches begin. Michael Gerber wrote about the technician, the artist, and the entrepreneur. The technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. I work with that entrepreneur who's not a manager, whose people are baffling him and he or she don't understand why I don't think like he does. So I align their team with their dream. I work with the business owner, understand their business goals, find out what's pushing, what their challenges are, and how we can get people to help them, not impair them. People are a wonderful asset. Human resources got its name from a balance sheet. item as opposed to an expense item. I kind of believe in that. But people are people and they're unpredictable. And I love helping that business owner navigate this thing called management so they can do what they want to do instead of what they have to do. Appreciate you.
So well put. All right, great. It's just really appreciate you showing up all the time, Russell. And we also appreciate guy who will be up next, which is Phil. Then after Phil, we'll talk to Patrick. So good morning, Phil Wolfstein.
Good morning. Good morning. Phil Wolfstein. I'm a certified business broker with Zoom Business Brokers. And what I do is I help business owners find qualified buyers for their business and answer the question, the most important question, what is my business worth on today's market? Arm's length qualified buyer on today's market, not what it might be worth in a year or 3 or 5 years from now. That's a different analysis and approach. But I want to address that along with a team of professionals always, like we have here. This is a fabulous group. I've done a lot of business with a lot of you, and I really value that. Business advisors, business coaches, CPAs, I would say commercial realtors, independent insurance agents are common members of the team, people that I work with their clients to answer those questions. That will highlight that by doing that analysis, broker opinion of value and be coming in answers the baseline. Where are we now and what needs to be done? You want it ready to go to market because of the motivation of the seller, or what needs to be addressed, books and records, employee, HR, working with professionals like Russell, Alucadu, what needs to be done in order to position the business for sale and have a strategic plan in place in a year or 2 or 3 from now. But all of us together, we're working here. I love the fact that everyone's focused on how we can work together as professionals to serve the client's needs to get through that process. And it is a process. In my case, it takes 7 to 9 months on the average to get from the initial conversation to a close of escrow. And it can very often take longer than that. And the last thing we want to see is an asset sale. The last thing you want to see is someone who can't get any value for the goodwill and the brand or the client's base that they built up over many years because they're unprepared. They haven't talked to professionals like us to help them get ready and to have a plan in place. So anyway, I'm sure I went over my minute. I'm so sorry, Scott, but great to be here this morning.
No, we always love hearing stuff like that. In fact, Phil and I had a great chat earlier this week, and he mentioned there are a lot of concerns about what's going to be happening post-election. And I've already heard that Trump's planning to continue the tax cuts. Do you have any anticipation on how that'll impact some of your pending transactions or clients that are kind of been sitting on the fence?
Anecdotally, because it's still right after the election, it's very, very soon. But I can tell you, right after the election, I had a flood of buyers that contacted me to ask me, "Is that business still available?" Is that I had a sense that there are a lot of buyers that were sitting on the fence, waiting to see the uncertainty, waiting to see what the results were. And so I'm buried with trying to address those interests and put things on track. I think going to the end of the year, we're going to the holiday season, but I think the first quarter next year, I think we're going to see a flood of owner operator sellers that are going to be coming to market. And we're going to see a lot of baby boomers that are going to be looking to value and exit. And of course, a lot of buyers, a lot of millennials and big, a lot of people want to buy a job or get out of their roles right now into entrepreneurship and business ownership. So I think the outlook looks pretty strong to me.
And there's another cut in rates as well, which is going to help the buyers who may have been on the fence because rates are still kind of high. That's going to lower, helping buyers allow more access and fluidity with purchasing a business and not having it be ridiculously expensive when, they're not even operating a business yet.
I was also say it's going to also help them run the business because they have the cost of the money to have available when you need it will be dropping directly because of the short-term rate drop by the Fed, which is what they control. So when you need to have an equity line or things like that and go into it periodically to keep your business running, that expense will drop as a result of the 50 basis points that we were dropped 2 months ago, and now the 25 basis points that dropped yesterday.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the Fed chair staunchly asserted his independence, and he has no plans to resign when the administration changes. So it's going to be interesting.
It doesn't, the Federal Reserve chairperson is, the Federal Reserve members themselves are there for a 6-year term. The president, the head of the Federal Reserve is there for a 4-year term. And that person, and it serves at the, so when his term is over, which will be, I think in about a year or so, maybe a year or 2 years, at that point, that's when President-elect Trump will have options on who he wants to nominate in existence.
Maybe. I have to say maybe, because if we've learned anything from the previous 4 years and the interim 4 years, the rules don't seem to apply. And what I'm counseling clients is don't assume that things are going to work as though they've always worked, because I'm just not that certain.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm referring to I'm referring to the legality of the position. I'm not referring to anything more than that. I'm referring to.
No, I understand. You're right. That's how it's supposed to work. I'm just not sure that things are going to work the way they're supposed to work, given the. Well, I don't want to get too political. We'll stop there.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, given the creativity of the way things can be done, is that what you're trying to say?
Just the unchecked power that he's going to have. He's got pretty much immunity from the Supreme Court. He'll have, it looks like, both branches of the legislature who will rubber stamp whatever it is he wants to do. So I just say buckle up.
I gotta tell you, I'm not here to play politics, but I'm going to look at one thing. And I was a political science major originally when I started college until I was told to wisen up. They wanted to reduce the ethanol in the first Trump administration, in the first 2 years of his administration, and wasn't able to because of the strength of the congressional vote from Iowa and their influence in Congress. So I realize what you're saying. I agree with much of it, but I'm telling you, when a rubber hits the road, as the term was used earlier, and some of these people, and some of these people start to say, "Hey, what's going to happen to my place and everything else?" It sometimes rubber hits reality in some cases, and that's why it took 15, 20 years before they started putting nuclear waste in Nevada, even though it was designated by NRC to have a long time ago with a Democratic president and Harry Reid, who was so high up in Congress. So on most cases, I would agree with you, but not every case of what he wants to do. And I'll stop.
Yeah, we got to, that's getting a little too granular here. So
agreed.
Let's redirect back to today and hopefully a very positive future. I know that just the guy to talk about a positive future, Patrick O'Flynn.
How you doing, everybody? That was really interesting there. And I've always found that trying to connect the dots looking forward, and people do it so categorically, it doesn't work out. It isn't like that at all. But there is a confidence there. And earlier we were talking about language and words, and Bob was giving us the editor's highlights of his relationship, and I was just thinking that every conversation exists at 2 levels. You have what has been said, and then you have the flow of emotions between the 2 people. So that's a whole other story. But the kind of people I'm looking for are people who believe that their health is their greatest wealth, and it is up to them to take full responsibility and to invest into it. And what I want to know from everybody here is how I can help you. Because what I have, you deserve to know about. And what you have, I deserve to know about it. So I'm involved with the health technology that is having astonishing results. And I won't be trying to convince you. I don't try and convince anybody of anything. It's about education and understanding. And my details are in the chat.
All right. Love it. Thank you, Patrick. And next up, we're going to talk to Carlos, followed by Nalinia. So good morning, Carlos Garcia.
Thank you. I will rush through this because I have actually 2 types of profiles. First, mine. I'm Carlos Garcia, speaking to you from Calabasas, California. I'm a senior executive coach, so I'm looking for very senior executives that are in career transition or facing some issue with their communication style or leadership gravitas. I put my coaching details in the chat. The other profile I'm looking for is because I spoke yesterday with the CEO of the Valley Economic Alliance here in the Western San Fernando Valley, and she was asking about business coaches for small enterprises. The Economic Alliance here is focused on, I guess, companies, entrepreneurs with less than 5 million in revenue. So I'm thinking Joseph Duncan, I should follow up with you, Jeff Coleman, possibly, maybe even Russell Lookadoo in case they're looking for HR advisory services. So those are the two profiles. First, mine, executive coaching candidates, and then referrals that I could make to the Valley Economic Alliance here in the Western San Fernando Valley of California.
Fantastic. And very, very well said, Carlos. I love your words. I love your business name, and I love your experience. So we appreciate having you here.
Pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. I have to sign off 5 minutes early today, so forgive me in advance.
Okay, you got it. All right, and my friend Nalinia is up next, and then after Nell will be Jim Macy. So, hey, Nell.
Hi, Scott. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here. And so I'm Nell Varenas of Marketing Digiverse, and we are a digital marketing company. My marquee product is a built-for-you marketing system that's the command station for small businesses. It's done for you in the way that your business needs to have your marketing done, so you are not pulling your hair out wondering what's going on with your campaigns, because all of it is in one place. You don't have to log on to several different platforms. It's all in one place, and it comes with analytics, and it's built on a CRM, a customer relationship management system. So all kinds of communication that you had with any of your clients or your customers are recorded there, so you know at any given time what's going on. Also, I'd like to invite you to my podcast coming up on Wednesday, pretty timely podcast. Bill Edwards takes companies global. So if you're just kind of curious about what it takes to take a company global, especially in these very transient market times, Bill Edwards is one who's been in the business for 50 years. So he's got perspective, and I invite you to join me this Wednesday. So let's connect on LinkedIn. And also, I've left my calendar in my contact in our text here. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Nell. This sounds really, really interesting. And maybe that's the solution. We got to think globally, and not just locally, right?
Right, I think so.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll talk to Jim and then Debbie Vora. So, hey, Jim Macy, your video is much better now. So good to have you here. You're muted.
Okay, good. Thanks.
There we go.
I changed routers. So one was getting tired, so I went to the other one. Last week, right at the end, a lot of people have left. I made an offer to everybody on this group that I would give them a complimentary 10 to 15 minute relaxation hypnosis session. The reason that I did that is it's very hard to refer somebody when you don't know what you're referring. Yeah, I'd like you to go to hypnosis. What is it? I have no idea. And that doesn't work very well. So I'm offering everybody a 10, 15 minute free session. Just talk to me and ask questions. But I'm looking for people that are dealing with stress. I'm going to stay on stress for a while and see what happens. And my information's in the chat.
Jim, I think you hypnotized me last Friday, and I haven't come back since. You know, I'm making a comeback gradually.
Well, Patrick, I want to get in contact with you because I think you're an interesting guy, and who doesn't love Ireland?
Who doesn't love America, for God's sake? Yes, mutual.
Jim, you don't include an email in your contact. Do you not use email?
I do use email. It's Jim at Macy's-Hypnosis. Just take my website, put
No
Jim in
problem.
front of it,
Yep.
and that'll be at Jim at Macy's-Hypnosis.com.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, you heard it here first. And if you're going to do that 15-minute hypnosis session, don't do it while you're driving, okay?
You don't.
Okay, and then another
Wait,
person
I
who
just double check. I'm just looking at it again. It says it's going to be Jim at Macy's dot or Macy's dash.
Dash the
Okay.
hyphen sign.
That's okay. I make sure because I thought you said dot. I apologize for that.
No, that's all right. I just put it in I had put the email, but I did put my contact in the chat right now.
That's a great idea. And again, another great idea. Let's talk to Debbie Boris, and then after Debbie, we'll talk to Jacob Bassett. So, hey, Debbie.
Hi. Are your health goals eluding you? Consider a coach that has been there and has mindset training. I've released 70 pounds and I've been fit and trim for over a decade. I even became a half marathon runner at the age of 51. So I'm looking for people that are interested in doing group coaching, and I'm offering that, and they can get all ready for the new year and get all signed up before the end of the year so they can start in January. Now, I just want to get through the rest of my commercial, and then I'll talk about people in the group. Check out my latest podcast with Candy May and Chris Epting, who help people write memoirs. Chris has actually helped people help the Doobie Brothers and John Oates, and Candy actually treasures family stars in their life, and so this might be something that'd be interesting to Dennis. Now, next week's eye-opening episode will be exploring hydrology with Carla Ringward, hydrologist and a naturopath. And the people I'm looking for, like I mentioned last week, are business coaches or other people that are working with companies, such as HR representatives as well, because I would like to do a lunch and learn in companies so they can learn more about alternative health. And also, people just want to revitalize their lives. So contact me because you will see and feel the differences with Debbie Changes Lives. And that's the name of my podcast.
Thank you, Debbie. And the link for the show is in your chat post as well.
I will put it in there now. But those are really great episodes. The last one was Chris Epting is really a cool guy. He's he's written 45 best-selling books on public figures as well as from the past, history, and also Phil Collins too. Doobie Brothers, Phil Collins, and John Oates. So check it out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
so I think someone else was going to make a comment. So if you, all right, let's move on. Jacob Bassett, hey, how's it going? And then after Jacob will be Nate. So good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, everyone. Jacob Bassett, located here in Illinois, cold Illinois. I am a loan consultant with Preferred Funding Group. We have direct relations with major banks and credit unions to offer businesses on either the startup side with no revenue or business credit history to qualify for more of the specific types of business lending products that are out there, as well as for existing business owners who may need additional working capital just along the growth of their businesses. We're industry agnostic, so there's really even the hard to bank industries. We are still open to helping, with the potential if they qualify and we can benefit them, we're happy to help. If not, I'm happy to, point people in another direction if I have a contact who could be, a better fit for what they're looking for. Overall, I'd say the best types of referral contacts are those that offer other business services. That way, just like this group, we can build a network of multiple types of business services. That way you have a direct referral to somebody when and where it may not be a service I provide or Phil provides or Russell provides. We can all, collaborate and refer clients to where the help they need.
Thanks, Jacob. You're definitely a great referral source as well as a stand-up guy, so we appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right. Next up will be Nate Tallums. Are you new, Nate? And after Nate will be Linda Blair. So I don't think we've met yet, so good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Actually, yeah, I was here maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and through Bob's encouragement, I am back. I knew
Right.
Betty from another group, and so we were able to meet, and I can attest to, I haven't worked with her yet, but I can just attest to her knowledge and focus on delivering what it is that you need, big or small. I have an agency, but my focus right now is a wellness program that actually creates cash flow for businesses. So there are two types of plans. Only about 5 to 10% of the plans that are out there are in this category. It actually is a tax advantaged plan, and this administration will actually support it. So we were a little bit concerned about that. The tax advantage delivers FICA, major medical, and workers' comp savings of about $1,000 a year per employee. The people that, and I work primarily with referral partners because I'm trying to get to the decision makers, and a lot of times climbing up that wall is a more difficult task from the ground floor. People that have a fee-based service have used it as a way to essentially hand the business their fee. It's great in terms of people looking to increase the value of their clients, or if someone's struggling with cash flow. Cash flow happens almost immediately. We've got clients as large as the County of Los Angeles. We're working on about 100,000 employee client right now, but I can also go down to 5 employees, 5 full-time employees. So a lot of people here that I'd love to meet and talk to. I've got some resources for a lot of you to at least be introduced to.
Nate, where are you based out of?
Yes.
I am out of Cincinnati, so I feel like I think it was Bob. No, it's anyway, whoever had the Bengals pain, I feel your pain. So it's
Oh,
it was a rough game last night. Great game, but a rough game.
yeah, Nate, I do remember you now. We definitely have to connect. 'Cause I think we're in some of the same space, but probably in a different way. And I think there's a lot of synergy potential there. So great to have you here. Hope to have you back. And again, people get those one-on-ones scheduled using your LinkedIn as the source of the connection, or just copy each other's emails and uh, text numbers. So thank you, Nate. And got a great connector here is Linda Blair. And then after Linda, we'll talk to Lighter Chen. So,
Good
hey, Linda.
morning, Linda Blair from Thrive. I help business owners to embrace the digital internet world by streamlining a which also includes operational tools and marketing technology. It ties to your website and the internet and your internet presence all in one platform. So the CRM portion is like a digital hub for managing all your connections, your customer interactions, your leads, your prospects, and then sends out drip email, text marketing campaigns automatically. I'm looking for business owners who say they're frustrated or trying to manage all their day-to-day operations, or they're not happy with where they are falling on Google. Also, you might hear someone say, hey, I need help with social media planning or writing content, or they might say, I need help with my Google ranking, or they need help updating their website. Or even a virtual secretary. So my technology streamlines everything into one place without having to duct tape multiple platforms together. So those are the kind of leads that I'm looking for, referrals.
Fantastic. All righty. Yes, Linda can also give you an excellent demo on the Thrive product, which is a wonderful service. So thank you, Linda. And we're going to say welcome back to Lighter and then Joshua Berman. So Lighter Chen, how are you, sir? Unmute.
You're muted, Lighter.
You're muted. There you go.
I'm the founder of the Atomic Heating System.
communicating system is the scientific
Got a connection issue here.
approach effect. And I found this group is very, very intelligent people, all that's together. We very special thanks to
Yeah.
the
Try turning off your
surrounded
video.
naturally double harassment. Yeah, naturally. And so we right now we are meet the challenge.
Tragic.
It's
Leather,
breaking
turn
up
off
on
your
my end.
video.
I'm having a hard
We
time
can hear
hearing.
you.
Challenge
Try turning
the
off your
market
video.
system. Sorry.
Turn
Yeah,
off
right
the
now
video. You
meeting
might
the
get
bigger
quality.
challenge. Oh, no, not clear.
Not clear.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Right now meeting the big challenges, local marketing system is the right now work with the lawyers. We have about 800 new lead created from our communal system. But how can convert this new lead into the collect, make an appointment with us or make a phone call with us. So the marketing message conversion rate, improve the conversion rate. Also we challenge is from the stage 1 to move to stage 2. Stage 1 we have prove our concept, our system works well, but stage 2 is make the investment, make a profitable business, and also get the franchise or license agreement that go to the whole United States increase. So that's the two big challenges. Maybe the leadership challenge or the human resource challenge are different challenges. So we're welcome to get the help from all the group's members. Thank you very much.
All righty. Thank you, Leiter.
Is there somebody in the
next
group who can help him? He's got an amazing product, but he needs help pitching it. Somebody here's got to be able to do that.
Yes, the marketing message and convert the lead into the real customer. And let them get the door to the free key analyzer. Once they get the door, get the key analyzer, they will get the commitment. Oh, that's great system. I need it. And also after 12 treatment, they get the result.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Leiter. We're gonna have to move on because
Yeah, we
we're
have
gonna
to
run
move
out
on.
of time. So I want to say good morning to Joshua Berman and then David Chappell. So good morning, Joshua.
Good morning. I apologize for not being on the last couple of weeks. I have been trying very hard to be here regularly. Anyway, Joshua Berman, Rowan Insurance, property and casualty. We're nationwide. We have offices, however, in New York, Miami, and Los Angeles. We're a small operation, but we're able to do a lot. I specialize in commercial lines for small businesses, as well as homeowners insurance, especially in burn and coastal areas. As you can imagine, it's especially helpful right now in California, but increasingly in other states as well. Close to home, interestingly, I have several quotes that are pending from the carriers. And one of them reached out to me yesterday and said, I'm sorry, I can't give you the quote yet. You have to wait until the burns are done. Because I'm in Calabasas, and that's where this particular house was that she talked about. And so I just thought that was funny. Looking to connect with trusted advisors who are looking for personalized coverage for their clients, both for commercial needs and for those who are being dropped by their carriers. CPAs, financial advisors, business consultants, and real estate agents are usually really good referral sources.
Fantastic. Thanks, Joshua.
Thank you.
Hopefully those fires will be gone. I know people have lost homes in Moore Park. It's just
it's incredibly close to where I am right now.
Yeah, sorry. Be careful. Okay, next we're going to talk to David Chappell and then Joe Nicasio. So take it away, David. You're muted. Got to unmute David. Still muted. Okay, David, you're muted, so I'm going to pause you and let's talk to Joe Nicasio. We'll come back there. You got it? Okay. Start over, please, David.
Okay, David Chapo, Lloyd's Insurance Agency in Westminster, California, with offices in Alhambra, LA, and San Diego. I have an independent agency also, doing personal lines and commercial lines in California. So as previous gentleman mentioned, it's definitely an issue right now, for especially homeowners.
Okay, David, thank you so much. Great to have you back. And somebody, I know they're chomping at the bit to talk to Joe Nicasio. Hey, Joe, take it away.
Good morning, Scott, and everyone here. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We think that this presidential election is going to change our life, but Washington, D.C. isn't going to change your life. What's going to change your life is the man or the woman in the mirror. It's you, okay? So, look, a lot of people don't know this about me. I have an electrical engineering background, and I made a bunch of money. I lost everything, and I ended up around Jay Abraham. And one of the day that the switch flipped in my brain that I am no longer a tech person, I am a marketing consultant. I was at a trade show with a list of the 10 marketing mistakes almost everybody makes. And I went from booth to booth, and everybody's making marketing mistakes. And if you just fix the mistakes, they turn into marketing multipliers. So, a lot of people want to close more sales, but guess what? Most people are losing the sale at the opening. So if you want help, reach out to Joe Nicasio. Go to employeeescapeplan.com. There's a schedule link at the bottom, and let's get to know each other.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Joe. Next up is Matthew Masood, and I see you got your hand up, so your timing's excellent. So,
thank you all. First time here. Good to meet you all. I'm a commercial real estate broker in Southern California, Los Angeles, Orange County, Inland Empire. So I'm looking to network with everyone. I have there's a lot of alignment in this group. So if you guys do insurance, anything in the commercial space, feel free to reach out. I'm always I work with a lot of clients that have a lot of separate needs, but I'm primarily in the retail space. So I help clients purchase and sell retail property, whether they're looking to purchase it as an investment or they're looking to purchase it for their business, whether it's office or primarily retail, restaurants, or strip centers as an investment. And yeah, I'm looking for people to connect to, people to build relationships with that are in the commercial space or have any vertical with with property or commercial real estate.
You're muted.
Yeah, I
sorry.
can.
Got your contact info in the chat, I presume, Matthew. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week. Folks, we're running over, and my apologies. If you can stick around, we got a few people who haven't spoken yet, and I want to give the next opportunity to Samantha Marie. So, Samantha, hello.
Hi, good morning and happy Friday, everyone. This is my first time joining. I'm located out of the San Francisco Bay Area, co-founder of Omni Era Events. We are a full-service sourcing and planning company that focus on mostly corporate events, but also group events, entertainment, travel, and wellness.
Okay, and what's a good connection for you, Samantha?
A great connection for me. I work a lot with executive assistants and companies that need help sourcing locations for their meetings and events. Or if you and your family have some group travel, whether nationally or internationally, I can help with that as well.
Fantastic. Great to have you here. I hope to have you back next week. Maybe you'll get a little bit more time to talk. Apologize for the delay. We've got time to speak to Moshe, followed by Burke. So, hey, Moshe Math, take it away. 1 minute.
I'll take less. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon for a couple of us. My name is Moshe Math. I'm a partner in a company called Neuro and Train Sciences. Our systems look similar to the massage chairs at the airport, but unlike those, we offer what they call a sonic massage, where we're using sound, light, and vibration to take your mind and body through a voyage and relaxation through brainwave entrainment. So I'll say this before, brainwave entrainment is when your computer freezes and it's either too heavy or too expensive to throw against the wall in frustration, which is what I went through this morning while I'm late. Anyway, so what do? You turn it off and on again. I hope I forgot I had a problem. And that's what we're doing with the brain. That's our most popular sound session. Referrals or good referrals for me would be spas, because they could include this as one of the amenities they offer prior to other amenities, which actually makes the other amenities more effective in the process. The other areas we've been successful with accelerating sports.
You're on mute, Scott.
He still can't hear you. Scott, you're on mute.
Yeah, there we go. Sticky fingers. Sorry about that. Burke, it's your turn. And Moshe, thank you so much. If you guys can stick around, we'll take it out. Take it away.
Morning, everyone. Burke Franklin, businesspowertools.com, up here in sunny Santa Barbara today. Anyway, it's strategic planning time again. Oh boy, everybody loves doing all that stuff. I've got all these tools, like for writing a business plan, I can make strategic planning infinitely easier. I have all these tools that do things that really, quite frankly, I realize that really nobody wants to do. You don't want to write a plan. You don't want to strategically plan. You just want it magically to all work. And how do you do that? And so we need a business plan because and one of the people I'm looking for are SBA lenders, because you need a business plan to get a loan. You need a business plan to raise capital. You really need a business plan to base your strategic planning to go forward for next year. So a pivot, as people think about it, doesn't mean you change the whole company. You might just change one or two things, but you want to do it in the context of everything else you're doing. Like you've got a problem you solve. Like I help people raise money or have the system in place to raise the money you need, but that's good for a startup. But then I've got a client who's a $10 million tiny home manufacturer who needs to raise capital. They need a plan. And the SBA lenders need a plan. And then when you come to selling the business, as Phil knows, you need a plan. So you have a way to convince the buyer that this thing's got some legs and it's worth what you want for it, so you can sell it faster at a higher price. And so what I've got is a template. It's unlike the SBA loan, the SBA business plan or the SCORE business plan, which are basically blank sheets of paper that say, describe your management team here. We actually have it professionally drafted, because the idea is it's easier to edit than it is to write from scratch. So you've got the idea of what to say and how to say it. That's really the secret sauce in all of Business Power Tools stuff, is we give you what to say. So it makes it easy to do. There's a financial model in place that makes sense to even someone who's a right brain artist type to figure out your numbers. So anyway, take a look at businesspowertools.com. Give me a holler. Happy to walk you through it and show you what you can do with it.
All righty. Thanks, Phil. Lizbeth, you just popped in. If you wanted to take a moment to say hello, people are dropping off, but good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. God bless you all. Thank you for allowing this platform for us to collaborate and chisel each other and learn from each other. And if it doesn't help us, we can in turn refer and be a collective mind. So once again, thank you.
All right. Thanks for showing up. We start at 8 o'clock, so normally 8 to 9. We're here every week. Moshe, do you want to have a closing thought? You look like something's on your mind. I wanted to give you that opportunity.
The only thing I was going to say is I recommend for some of you, because for some it's not as proficient, but I go to Alignable. They have a business section for 1 hour, but they put you into breakout sessions with one person only, 7-minute blocks. And I can't say enough about it. I have, because of Jewish holidays, and we're going through a move. I have not been able to do as much follow-up as I'd like, but I can tell you the type of people we're meeting. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but I can say that it is appropriate and it's worth giving it a try. And to Burr, I think I just thought of a really good concept, and I hope I'm starting to write up when Scott called me to meet. I think I know a good group of people that might be ideal clients for your program. And I've spoken about you before, even during Assanable, because I think so much of what you've done.
Oh, thanks, Moshe. Forward to talking to you.
My pleasure.
Moshe, I don't think alignment is available outside America. Is that true?
I don't know the answer. I find that unlikely, because if you're able to go on Zoom, which is what it's all about,
yeah,
then I don't know why it wouldn't be. But I can't look you in the eye.
It's only
I can't.
in US and Canada.
I'm sorry, what, Joe?
I believe it's only in US or US and Canada. I talked to somebody from the company.
You know, I've met with people from Canada. I haven't, you may be right. I don't know. I just never looked into it.
I need to know, Moshe.
Okay. By the way, let me go back to something you said. You talk about connecting the dots. Murphy's Law states that logic is coming to the wrong conclusion with confidence. I've been waiting all meeting to bring that one out. When you talk about connecting the dots.
I think you need to have a look in the mirror, Moshe. You know, I really
Okay, Nate.
Like we all do.
Take it home, Nate.
Yeah, thanks so much. I just wanted to say that I do a lot of networking, a lot of online networking, and this is a class group that is several levels above what you find out in the network world. So just appreciate what you have. And in terms of dealing with the new state of affairs, my grandmother said, "You already know what you think. Try listening."
That's good.
And Burke, reach out to me. I think
Oh.
I have an idea for you, okay?
Cool, we'll do.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all for all the kind words. Had a couple of hiccups on my end. I apologize for that, but I just love the group, and you know, it's a crazy world out there, but when we have people like this, we're going to be okay. I know we're going to be okay. And it's going to be an interesting ride the next couple of years. So, you know, I choose to be excited and optimistic, and I hope you are as well. I look forward to having those one-on-ones, Nate, particularly with you, sir, and Alicia as well. And if you have any questions about what I do, I never really talked about what I do, but you guys kind of know. My link's in the chat. I've got a link tree that has a lot of links, connections to some of my services. So that's a good place to start. And I hope to speak with you individually. Of course, I hope you all join us again next Friday at the Mycity networking event. So
You do a great job, Scott.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Scott.
Bye.
Bob,
Thank you,
for
Scott.
using,
Thanks, everybody.
my
Yeah.
city
Have a great
catalyst.
week.
And Bob, thank you for using my city as a catalyst for all of this.
The fact you've made mistakes, Scott, means you're a real person. You're not an AI generated something or other.
Oh, I got a
Not
great
yet.
story about
Not
that.
yet. I'm sure you do.
So